Guess what? The new update's here. Okay, so this is one of two updates that I'm going to be doing within the span of the next 2 months. This update will be giving the ending to Cosmic Payback, which is something that probably you guys have been looking forward to a while. The conclusion to kind of Mark's and Maglar's quests. And this also will kind of set up a couple things because I had it fix some parts of the program. Put simply, you guys may not know this, but a lot happens when the game tries to load, so that's why I added that handy dandy loading bar you saw there. Like, this is all just one game file. How much it loads. You guys might not know what this is, but I could tell you. It would take forever to tell, so I'm not going to. I'm just gonna cut right to the chase and get right into the game. So, all the missions have been redone. Unlocking them has been redone too. So now what will happen is, once you've gotten the character's faction medal, you have to see a special cutscene with them. It's like super easy to unlock. Cutscene's just annoying to find. And I redid all of End's Edge. So previously you would just go down here, walk up to this stupid thing, and just pick a character. Now, you walk up, asks if you want to enter, and it's like a whole other zone. So this is End's Edge. All these darkened tiles are replayable missions that are not unlocked. However, I made it so that there are certain missions you can replay throughout the game. Like Dark Castle, it's right here. Instead of having to go to that weird star portal I had in the corner, you can just interact here. And I have it so it's color-coded. So this one's blue because I got all the treasure in there. On your file, it might be red like this. If it's red like this, that means you missed a chest hidden in Dark Castle, and you gotta go get it. Because it's a completionist item. Yeah. So that's the biggest thing. Is End's Edge being built. Not all levels in End's Edge are replayable, but the ones that are not replayable, the treasure you can get from talking to an NPC, or it'll just give it to you at the end of the mission. So, there's that. The next big thing is I'm going to get into the mission. Well, first, because of how chaotic it was making this mission and trying to record it at the same time, I'm going to show you a clip of how to get the mission, and then I'll show you how to start it. So, yeah, we'll cut back to this in a sec. After you've completed Maglar's quest line and Mark's quest line. Because once you've done that, you get this special cutscene. It's in perfect timing, I can get started. As you may or may not know, I once upon a time hired Kirby and his friends to get powerful the Master Crown. However, that didn't end well for anyone, as I tried to use it for my own greed and consume my soul. But after I atoned for misdeeds, I explored the cosmos and discovered about more relics, including powerful relics that one of these relics I discovered a few days ago helped Kirby surprisingly one other person. Aeon Hero. He's the one who not just told me how to get the relic, but what it does too. Starforge grants the wielder the ability to use multiple copy abilities into a stronger one. However, before I could discover its location, Kirby and Aeon Hero disappeared. Now, the latest and most beneficial info can be explained. I'll just summarize it for you guys. Basically, as you progress through the game, Corrupted Lord will be able to meet some friends that's been freed from the curse, and he'll figure out the Starforge's location, which is basically in End's Edge. So you just have to go to End's Edge once you're done this cutscene. Okay. So now that once you've seen that cutscene that I just showed, you just need to interact, and you should have it. So, unlike the Dark Castle mission with Light and Dark Unite, you do not need Marks in your party. This mission, all the missions now give this handy warning, and you can quit the mission too. But you will lose your progress in the mission if you quit it. So that's something new I added as well. Along with fixing checkpoints, that was huge. Okay. Yes, before you ask, that is my frickin' playtime and the time I've spent making this game. I've probably spent more time making this game than I have playing any other video game. And I am a gamer. That's saying something. I spent a lot of time playing games. Okay. So we're getting right into it. I'm going to save to the quick slot, and then I'll show you the first section. So the video is supposed to be kind of a mix of an update and a walkthrough. I'll put a timestamp up top if you want to play this mission for yourself and not be spoiled. But I'm going to run through it, and then I'll catch up to the other parts of the update. The biggest thing I'll say, though, before I throw up the timestamp, is that this mission's made, so it's the easiest mission in the game. You can start a new file and get into the mission right away, no problem. And you can beat it with very shoddy equipment. I've tested that already. So, yeah. I'm going to get into it. Timestamp's up here if you want to skip ahead and not be spoiled. But here we go. So the first section of three is you pilot the Lore Star Cutter. And it actually turned out really well. This was so annoying to code. So fun and so frustrating. You can move around though and shoot. It's basically like Landia controls in Return to Dreamland, if you remember that. I mean, they had a remake, so it's probably not that old. Okay. Anyways, yeah, you just take control of the Lore Star Cutter and fly through. I couldn't make the camera actually, like, stay with the player for some reason, so I had to throw in the moving wall. That was the kind of workaround compromise. But, however, I did make it so you can't escape the boundaries of the map. So that was clever. And you can spam, which is also clever and helpful in some ways. Especially with some of these sections. Yeah. So there's just this, and there's a giant monster up ahead. Funny enough, I didn't realize that the new Air Ride game, I haven't played it yet, but I didn't know that it had a Nova boss, but I made this way before they revealed that in the game, so that was interesting. Ow. I gotta stop letting these little fighters slam into me. Eat bullets, you abomination! Yeah. I made sure even there's a little custom health bar on the bottom you can see too. You could just sit here and try and do it, but if you get too far, it won't work. And these guys damage you by running into you. Ow. Okay, that's it. I'm done with this. Yes! Okay, so section 1's done. Good flying, Sin. We made it. Or I'll say character name, because my name in this one's Sin, this file. Take a break, Sin. I'll take over. So then Maglor's going to take over. The screen's going to change. Hang on, Sin. I want to talk to you for a second. Proctor suddenly gives you 5 maximum tomatoes and a ring of armor, because this is given so it makes it easier for newer players. And this is the only way to get the ring of armor. So it's a special item unique to this mission. Whatever happens down there, I don't want the Overlord to destroy Popstar's last hope, because Kirby's missing. So don't hesitate to use those tomatoes or my healing spells, because that's the other gimmick with this mission. You could go in with a strong party or a crappy party and it won't matter, because all your party members are going to get swapped out. As checkpoint 2 is loaded. So I'm going to save checkpoint 2 and then go from there. So yeah, your party members are sitting over there up top. They're guarding the ship while you run in with these 3 in your party. You've made it. One time a blessed way in the Overlord Strong gets a payback. Right when you are singed to enter the staircase once you're good to go. It sounds like we're kind of bad guys because we're stealing from this guy called the Overlord, but I mean, he kidnapped Kirby, so we're kind of getting payback. And we find out a little bit of information of what happens to Kirby in this mission. I forgot to mention, it wouldn't hurt to put on the Ring of Armor, but I'll show after this cutscene. We're trapped, it seems. Uh-oh, seems that they're expecting us. Stealth isn't an option. Time for plan B. On it, let's blast this wall. Make a run for the vault. Yeah, well, first let me put on my Ring of Armor. So the Ring of Armor is actually really handy. I don't know how the heck I ended up with an extra... My inventory is a mess. It's been gone through way too many tests. I shouldn't have 2 Rings of Yeet, and yet here I am. But yeah, the Ring of Armor gives a plus 10 defense, which is really good. All the rings are good to get, because even though you only can wear 2 on your main character, they're very handy. So, we'll say that much. You know what? Screw it. I'll throw my Dev Armor too. Boop. Perfect. Now we're ready to roll. Inventory. Tomatoes in the inventory for healing later. Okay. Poop. Okay, give me a sec. Something came up. Okay, I think something glitched out between my inventory being a little funky and this. I think the save file broke. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna load it. So, it wasn't the save. Well, it kind of was, but kind of wasn't. So, for some reason, the way I programmed the Star Cutter, it's going to happen to you guys too, but I did make a workaround around it previously. So, if that happens to you where you can't attack or interact, you just have to close the game, open it again, and then what you do is, it'll ask you if you want to continue from where your checkpoint or go back. If you feel under-equipped and don't feel like you have enough healing items, you can go back, but I recommend continuing because you have the maximum tomatoes, and you'll be picking up right back in the Overlord Strong Room at the second checkpoint. So that's what I recommend. I haven't fixed that glitch yet. I'll find a way around it eventually, but for now, this is kind of what you have to do. For some reason, it won't always glitch out like that, just sometimes it will glitch out like that. But, yeah. You'll have to load your checkpoint if that's the case, and then it'll fix itself. So, you'll know if it's working or not, because the easiest way is you should be able to talk to your party, anyone here. If you can't interact with anyone here, then it's very glitched. But if you can talk to people no problem, that means it's working. Yeah. Okay. Now that that problem's aside, I'm gonna get right into the second chunk of this. After we watch these guys get nuked again. I don't even know, remember how I came up with this idea of Mark's just blasting a hole in the wall and blowing all these guys up, but I didn't animate it well, so that's why it just fades to black instead. I had to scrap the old animation. You know, I have enough health, I'm gonna start bouncing off these guys' heads. I mean, I'm wearing, like, some of the stronger endgame armor. You actually get some pretty decent armor before you start this mission, because you'll get the Magolor robe, which I'll just pull up real quick. Oops, wrong button. Like, the Magolor robe actually has decent equipment, because it's got plus 5 attack and maximum mana plus 10. So it's pretty good. But I really like the Theory Cap. It's like the best armor in the game. It's a hidden armor, which I think is so good, because it gives you an extra life, and all stats are increased by 2. And then if you pair that with the Rainbow Sword, or the Dark Matter gear, which is my favorite gear by far, because it's just a tank armor. It's like plus 6 defense, plus 10 HP for all the shield, the sword, and the armor. It's like the Ring of Armor. If you pair it with the Ring of Armor, it's just absurdly broken. Yeah. Although if you are a beginner, I would recommend using the maximum tomatoes in the inventory, like I mentioned earlier, because those will come in handy, especially between the fights of this next section. So this is the third section, coded a little differently. You'll see. Stop right there! He's booking it for a battle. Yeah! I took a little bit of inspiration from Final Fantasy with this, but here we go. This is where you get access to a lot of the character skills and learn how to use certain characters. Like Magolor's Fireball, which just does so much damage, it's awesome. The Corruptor's got some interesting abilities. Corruption's Curse is like a poison, and DIY Cooking heals everyone, a fraction of their health. Boop. There's one. You're not going far! There's another dude. All these are randomly generated in difficulty, so don't be thrown off if there's a whole bunch of them, because they're actually not that hard. even if you have priority weapons, you can still do decent damage, and your allies roughly take about half their health with one shot. That's why there's a lot of them. More trying to beat you with numbers over strength. There are a bunch of lemmings. I'll keep it that way. Bunch of lemmings, very easy to clobber. Just gotta clobber them. As they run at you. This is the last one before you actually get to the meat and bones of this section. This is more just something goofy added, because I was playing some Final Fantasy 3. I really like the customization in 3, so I was playing that. Okay, we do not need Rainbow Slash. Rainbow Slash I haven't fixed yet. That's the next update, because this took way too long to do. This was supposed to come out, like, November 15th, with, like, a bunch of other features, and that did not happen. So, yeah, when I do the Christmas patch, or Giftmas patch, in December 15th, that's when I will be fixing a bunch of stuff. Hey, thanks for freeing us. How'd you guys get locked up here? Managed to resist the Overlord's control, so he locked us up. But now he can help you fight against it. Fall off the army, well, you'll get the Star Forge. And now you'll be able to progress ahead. And you can see they're, like, fighting over here, and there. And there's a couple over here. And there it is! The Star Forge. And... nope. Foolish rebels, you've fallen into my trap. You will go no further. And here's the boss. So this boss is actually a bit of a tank. The best way to go about this is Fireball. And just get rid of his grunts first. And since he really, really hurts, don't be hesitant to use Corruptilor's DIY cooking every now and then. Along with Fireball. Yeah! We got him. You're outnumbered, outmatched. Surrender now. Okay, I'll give up. What do you rebels want? Tell us where the Overlord is keeping Kirby. Kirby's locked up in the Delusion Dungeon. The Guardian was reduced to a pile of ash. I think this place is gonna self-destruct. Quickly, everyone, to the Lore Star Cutter. And then we're gonna be hit with the double whammy of references. Mission complete! Give it a second to load. Well, Darwin, you could say that this was the greatest plan. Double whammy of Henry Stickmin references right there. Here's the Star Forge. We all agreed that'd be safe in your hands. So currently the Star Forge does nothing. Because, like I said, just doing all this took way too long. So the next update will make it to the Star Forge will let you fuse copy abilities. Yeah. You got the Star Forge. Also, here's your share of the random stuff we loot. Got Heart Container, Music Sheet, Overlord Strong Room, and Greatest Plan Headset. Thanks, guys, but I know you're worried about Kirby. Well, we can look into the location of Delusion Dungeon while you recruit more allies. And that's why this is the easiest mission. Because this is supposed to help the player get set up for the last mission in the game by doing everything required. Or last mission in the beta. Which I will be explaining in a bit. Sounds good. Any ideas on who? The shady partners might ally themselves with you if you help them with banishing a tyrant in the dry dunes. That's a hint towards one of the missions that's already included in the game. Zero and his gang might ally themselves with you if you help them with saving Zero from a curse in Withered Wasteland. Another mission that's already in the game that you can do right now. So that's supposed to be like a hint towards the other chunks in the game. And the Knights of Honor might ally themselves with you if you help them with reclaiming the Halberd and Knight's Keep. That's going to be the next update, or next ending I'm adding. The next mission, all that, the next couple quests. But that's going to be later. That probably won't come out till 26 because of how long this took. I'm not gonna be boldly like, I'll have it done by December. No, there's no way. It was bold of me to think I'd get this done before the end of November, so yeah. Awesome, thanks for the info. I'll write down our quest log for you, so I'll show that in a bit. Time to head back home. And yeah, so basically, the endgame mission, I'll explain in a bit. There's a couple other things that are supposed to come with this update, but they'll be coming in the December patch, when I'm going to be adding the December event, the seasonal event. So, in the meantime, just play this, enjoy it if you can, and then kind of fool around with the relics. Because the cool thing with the Starforge is you can place it in another dimension, in your custom bases, which is super cool. Yeah. So, I'm going to quickly skip through this cutscene. Okay. Celebrating almost 35 years of Kirby. That's kind of the idea of this, is I want to finish this before Kirby turns 35. Finish the beta. And the last mission. That's the hope. Okay, so there's a few things I'm going to show off. This is kind of where I'm going to show off the reason behind this ending. Oh, I haven't unlocked Kirby yet, so hang on, I'm going to get through this. Okay, first things first, I will showcase the headset. So this is the Greatest Plan headset. It's just vanity gear, but it's supposed to be like reference to Charles and Henry Stickmin. For some reason it's got Charles Calvin signed on it. I'll make sure to return these to him later. Yeah, that's it. So there's that. I will throw my dev gear on here. And then the other thing I'm going to show off is once you cleared Zero's quest, this will now open up. If you go in, it's just essentially a shortcut to skip majority of the annoying dungeon in Wither Wasteland. I also filled all this in, and then this is just takes you back to the town. This town. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it other than the quest, but which I can show you real quick. But I think I glitched myself out. So you're gonna have to give me a second. Because I haven't done a certain cutscene, so it was glitched out. Like I said, this save I've tampered with all too often. So that's why you're seeing some bizarre errors. But you guys won't get these, because like I said, I'm playing with a tampered save file. Anyways, quest log. So, this is the special mission. Main quest, rescuing Kirby. After getting some helpful info from the rescued corruptions, we need to get some allies in order to maybe find Kirby. So this is pretty much the endgame plan. The shady partners will ally themselves with you if you complete their main quest. Zero and his gang will ally themselves with you if you rescue Zero from the curse, which is how you get to where I'm at. And the Knights of Honor will ally themselves if you help them reclaim Battleship Halberd, which is in the next update. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much it. One more thing before we go, though. I'm making the Giftmas quest right now. A lot of it's set up, but I have a question for you guys, and I want you guys to put into the comments. Which do you prefer, escort quests or delivery quests? Let me know in the comments, because I will pick whichever one you guys prefer the most to make the Giftmas quest. So yeah, I will see you all December. I hope you guys have fun with the ending, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time.